Oh, you're awake. Hello. Hi, it's, nice to meet you, I guess I should say. Okay, here's the thing. There are a lot of very smart people who say that I would be completely wasting my time to try to talk to you. But I don't think it's a waste of time. Even if you can't understand me, I think it's important to remember that you are a human. Or at least you were. I don't want to just dismiss that right away. Do you understand? Probably not. Let's back up. I'm getting ahead of myself. Hello, it's nice to meet you. My name is Eliza. You can call me Eliza. You can call me Dr. Inglebrook if you'd like. You can just call me Doctor. I am a mycologist and also sort of an epidemiologist now, and an infectiologist. I'm a lot of ologists now. We've all been sort of wearing quite a few different hats these days. It's been a bit crazy. And you are, well, by all medical definition, dead. Or at least brain dead. This is something completely new. And honestly, it's a bit frightening. A bit more than a bit frightening, really. But, that's why I'm here, is to try to figure out what's going on. You, my friend, are what the science fiction authors and movies and TV shows would define as a zombie. Someone who seems to be dead in every way, who has been taken over by some sort of foreign organism and has no recollection of who you were, and is honestly a rotting corpse that should just be dead. And yet you're not fully dead. Obviously, you're here, you're moving. And we don't really know why, or how, or where this started, or anything. Zombies are supposed to be something that is confined to science fiction. But obviously, here you are, and here I am. And it's my job to try to figure out what's going on here. Well, not just me. There's quite a lot of very smart people that they've called in from all around the world to study you, basically. And a lot of people are maybe going to treat you as something not human anymore. Treat you as a test subject. Treat you as an animal, maybe even. But I just want you to know that I see you for who you used to be. Beneath all of this rotting flesh and the dead eyes and the moaning and the animalistic tendencies, you used to be human. And if we just dismiss that right off the bat, then that's losing a part of our humanity as well. So, that's why I wanted to just talk with you a bit before we actually start doing anything today. See, I'm going to be getting quite close to you. That's why you're so very, very restrained. I am sorry about that, the straps and the chains and the muzzle and everything. I know, it's awful, and it looks awful, and I'm sure that it feels awful. Actually, I'm not even really sure if you understand what feeling is anymore. That's something that we're going to hopefully explore a little bit today together. This does not look like how we should treat a human. But it is unfortunately a necessity. Because we need to know what is causing this and try to figure out some sort of a cure. Maybe we can cure you. Or maybe we can at least prevent the spread. See, there's lots of, they're called epidemiologists. They're people who study diseases, outbreaks of diseases, and try to figure out why things happen, what causes diseases, who's the most susceptible to diseases, and then, long term, what sort of cures work without side effects, or what sort of side effects, all that kind of thing. So, we don't know. And that's a scary place to be, especially when we're trying to reassure the public that everything's going to be fine. We don't know that, and honestly, we're not very well contained, at least as far as all of the zombies throughout the world. It's a bit much. But maybe, hopefully, with you, now that we've actually been able to capture one of you and, not have any sort of adverse side effects, maybe we can figure out what's going on. Okay? Okay, let me pop on some gloves. I do need to protect myself, you understand, of course. But, just a moment. We'll figure this out together, okay? Hold on. There we are. And this, of course, too. We don't exactly know how it's going to be transferred. I mean, it could be through the spores, it could be through bodily fluids, anything like that too, so we just need to be quite careful, obviously. If it's contact with skin, or if it needs to actually get into, the bloodstream or something like that, so I do just need to be quite careful. Okay, so I do have some theories. You see, there's quite a lot of what it looks like spores from different fungi sort of on you. Now, like I said, I'm a mycologist. That's someone who studies fungi and then mushrooms and things like that. It's quite fascinating, the world of fungi. Yeah, so we're going to start out and just get a few samples of you, okay? Yeah, I promise that I will try not to hurt you. Again, I don't actually know if you can feel pain or not. Why don't we start with just some feelings tests, okay? To just see if you can... Okay, well, that made you mad. But I'm not sure if it made you mad because it hurt. I mean, it shouldn't really hurt, but... Okay, there's definitely some sort of a reaction to that. That's good, that's good. Patient does appear to have feeling in the facial structure. Responds to stimulus of being prodded gently. Unsure if this is simply anger at being captured or if this is actually a response to the sensation of touch. Okay. I do have some theories about what sort of fungus could perhaps do this, but it would be such an insane mutation. It's quite strange, really. You see, there's this fungus. It's called Ophiocordyceps unilateralis, and it's known as the ant zombie fungus. That's because this particular fungus, it actually will go into a certain type of ant in the tropical rainforest, and it will consume basically all of the insides of the ant except the brain and some of the muscles. And then the fungus actually controls the ant after the ant has perished. It's quite gruesome, really. Okay, I'm just going to try to take some of these spores here, okay? Just really careful. This. Doesn't look like any sort of spores that I've seen before. I mean, it resembles some, but nothing exactly like this. Interesting. Sample 1A does seem to mimic Ophiocordyceps unilateralis in appearance a bit, but the colouring and the size is completely different. I have to take a closer look under a microscope to see exactly what the structure is. Okay. Let's try another one, shall we? But you see, the thing about Ophiocordyceps unilateralis is that it is a very, very highly advanced fungus. And even at such an advanced stage, it is really just created for one type of species, for the specific type of ant. It is not evolved to the point where it could actually affect even other types of insects. There's another spore right there. Yeah, that one's a bit bigger. Let alone humans. It is quite the anomaly. There's nothing else like it in nature, at least not that we know of. Now, there are a few diseases that have been nicknamed sort of zombie diseases, like the zombie deer disease, but that's actually chronic wasting disease, and that comes from prions in the brain, different sort of proteins that mutate. It's a neurological disease similar to mad cow's disease or something like that. See, it's called zombie deer disease because the deer, they elicit behaviour sort of like dementia, but they are still quite alive. And once the disease takes its hold, then they are dead. So it's not like they're walking around dead. The ants from Ophiocordyceps unilateralis are actually medically considered dead. So it's a bit different. Sample 1B, also taken from the facial region. This one, the colouring is similar to the first, but a bit darker. Perhaps a bit more of a mature sample. But Ophiocordyceps unilateralis should not be able to ever affect anything other than these ants. Except perhaps hundreds of millions of years from now. But not now. Definitely not now. This is why this is so incredibly strange. Would you mind if I check your pupil dilation a bit? These eyes of yours, they're so, for lack of a better term, dead looking. I wonder if the pupils would actually react to light. Let's see if we can get... Interesting. Subjects' pupils do have a reaction to the light, but it's quite delayed. Almost as if someone else is pulling the strings. It's not a natural reaction of the body anymore. Interesting. You did seem to notice when I turned this light on. I wonder if you would follow it. Follow the light with your eyes. You are a bit okay. I'm glad that sedative had at least some of an effect on you. Otherwise this would be much more difficult to be this close to you. Interesting. I wonder... You do seem to at least have some sort of reaction to the light. I wonder if you would have a reaction to sound. Different kinds of sound. Hold on, I would like to test. It's not a weapon, I promise. This is a tuning fork, often used to test different people's hearing, or also, of course, to tune pianos and other instruments like that. I'm just going to make a sound resonate, and I want to see if you show any sort of reaction to it. You hear it? I can certainly tell that you hear it. That's good. Okay. Okay. Subjects also does elicit an instinctual response to different sounds played in different ears. Okay, yeah, you're definitely hearing that. At least it's not making you more mad. That's good. That's good. Okay, now I've got this just sort of a little poking stick here. Okay, I'm just going to poke different places around your face. I want to see partially how you react, but mostly I want to see how your skin reacts. You know, live skin has elasticity, and so the fluids underneath it may make a bit of an impression, but it will pop back, I guess, for lack of a better term. I want to see how your flesh reacts to this. Okay, I'm just going to press in a bit deeper over here. Okay. Alright, we don't want to make you too mad. I'm just going to try down on your neck over here, just very gently. I promise it won't actually hurt. You'll feel a bit of pressure, but it shouldn't hurt. Okay, I mean, you definitely feel it. Again, I'm not even sure if you really can comprehend what pain is anymore. You seem much more... I mean, animalistic is sort of a term, but you don't seem to have the survival instincts of animals. Not in the same way. Your instincts seem to simply just be consume. Consume, consume, consume. Which does, I suppose, line up with a highly advanced fungus. So if we can get a few more samples, shall we? You know, I would like to... This might be a bit unpleasant, but I'd like to try to take a swab inside your mouth, okay? I know your mouth is sort of anchored in place, but I think if I just... We'll use this. I'll just sort of pry your mouth open very carefully. Alright, and just see if I can get... It's alright. I don't want to hurt you. I know you can't really understand me. I just need to see what's going on in here, okay? I'm just going to use this and sort of pry your mouth open just a bit. Ugh. That doesn't look good, does it? Okay. And a little tube over here too. Right. Safe to say that you probably not going to have a very good dental appointment this year. Is that a tooth that's almost falling out? I wonder if it is. Hold on. Okay, one more time. I'm going to just sort of pry open your mouth and just see if I can get this out. It looks like it's almost rotting. It might honestly feel better if I just... Yeah, it's really just hanging on by a bit, isn't it? There's spores even inside of there, isn't there? Fascinating. Fascinating sort of in a good way, mostly in a not good way. Should have opened my tube first, shouldn't I? There we are. It's interesting that the bone structure seems to actually be holding up rather well. I guess that makes sense, doesn't it? Because when a corpse, dies, the first thing that rots is the flesh, and the skeleton stays around for quite a while. So I suppose that makes sense. You've got to have some sort of structure so that you can run and walk and all of those sorts of things. It also poses an interesting question about your musculature structure. Now that's being affected, because you do have to be able to, move. You can't move without muscles and without joints and sinews and all of those things, but your skin is so decayed. It really is a medical anomaly. I don't know. Okay, this one might be a bit unpleasant, but I promise I'll try to be gentle, okay? I want to try to get some of your actual flesh. I know that sounds awful, but a lot of it does seem to just be sort of falling away. I don't think it would be too difficult to just sort of peel some off, okay? I know, that sounds awful. It sounds just awful, doesn't it? Just going to... It came off much bigger than I thought. Okay, it's not going to really fit in my jar. Need a different one. Here we go. Flesh. Ugh. Okay. There's no spores on this part. It looks like perhaps they ate through the skin to get into the bloodstream. Fascinating. And horrifying. It still just doesn't seem like something like this should even be possible, really. There is something to be said about the environment in which fungi flourish. They are one of those families of organisms that really thrives on heat and moisture. And so something like global warming, it means that they do quite well. Many other species don't do very well, but fungi seem to flourish. Interesting. It's definitely a very delayed response. I wonder if we still have the consensual pupillary dilation. Also delayed, but at least it's the same. Interesting. Yeah. Curious. It's strange which sort of functions seem like they're the same, and which ones seem like they are different. I'm going to try to get, this might be a bit unpleasant too, I'm going to try to get a sample from your ears. Okay? I know, it's not going to be very pleasant. I'm just going to come over here. Just try it. Here we go. Yeah, that's not how it should be either, is it? Definitely some rotting going on there. Okay. Let's try that other ear, shall we? Got clean with it. Right, I'm just going to come over here. Here we are. No, it doesn't look good either. I wonder if that's all. It's not all earwax. Some of it is definitely some sort of a pus or something. Definitely require some examination under the microscope. I'm going to try to get a bit of a closer look inside your eyes to see what the organs actually look like, okay? Not just with a light, but with a bit of a magnifier too. Have you seen one of these in your lifetime? Probably lots of times. It's called an otoscope, okay? Now, this is not generally in my wheelhouse as far as mycology goes. It's like a magnifier, which I do use magnifying glasses and things like that, microscopes quite often. So I just want to get a bit of a closer look here. Of course, my light turned off. That's not good. There we go. Maybe I won't be. There we go. Okay. It would help if you actually kept your eyes open. I know you're not exactly going to be a cooperative patient, but this little light. There we go. There's not much. Unfortunately, I am not an eye doctor, but I'll probably have you examined by lots of people while you're here. Again, I'm really sorry about that. I wish that didn't have to be the case, but you are, unfortunately, sort of our only hope right now. We don't know what to do. Besides just trying to contain people who have already been turned and, advise people to be as careful as possible. This is getting way out of hand. Way too quickly. So, we need solutions, we need answers, we need some sort of data so we can even just try to figure out what's going on. So unfortunately, that means putting you through the ringer a bit. I would like to think if you were human that you would hopefully understand. Well, if you were still a human, you were a human. I'm sure that you had interests, had a life, had a job, probably, a family, maybe, friends, people who cared about you. I'm sure that there were some subjects that you could teach me all kinds of things about. Which is why we need to stop this before too many other people end up like you. So, I've got one more thing that I would really like to do, and I think this is going to be really, really helpful, but it is a bit scary, if I'm being honest. But I want to try to get a blood sample. It would be absolutely invaluable being able to study your blood, seeing how the fungus has affected it, seeing what sort of proteins or chemicals or organic things are inside of your blood that are helping this happen. If your blood is even still pumping. I mean, your heart is not pumping, but you've still got to have blood inside of you somewhere. I think. Anyway, so I'm going to just try. That's why you're so very chained up and also sedated. So hopefully we can do this okay. Okay. Now I'm just going to come down here by your arm. I was going to ask you to please not move, but you don't understand me anyway. I'll just be quick. There we are. It's certainly not the right colour anymore, is it? No. Certainly not. It's quite pale, but also just almost more translucent. Be interesting to see what the red blood cell count is like in there. Well, hopefully this will give us some answers. Again, I know that this is not ideal, not exactly how I would like to treat a human patient of mine, but this is going to help all of humanity, hopefully. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give you more of a sedative, and we're going to actually put you to sleep. See, we don't even really know if zombies fully sleep without, the aid of some medical yummies. And then there's going to be some other people who are going to examine you as well. And hopefully together we can figure this out. Unfortunately, I think it's probably going to be too late for you. But maybe we can save others with what we learned from you, okay? Okay. Again, I know you can't actually understand me, but it makes me feel better to talk. Right here, I'm just going to, just a little prick here. There. That should take effect quite quickly, and hopefully with all of these samples, we'll be able to get some answers. I'm sure that you were a wonderful person at some point. Hopefully we can help other people stay wonderful people too. It does look like your cordyceps unilateralis just large. Interesting. To clean these all quite well.